How we doing tonight, folks? Sorry about the screen within a screen within a screen. That's just an unfortunate byproduct of how this game works. You see, these old school shmups needed a little more vertical space, so they had to get a little funny with the aspect ratio. And not funny ha-ha, but funny like Amy Schumer. So each of these characters has like a specialty when you hold the button. See, like this lady, if you hold the button, it makes bird noises at you. It goes, meow.
Always something. Too many freaks and weird castles here. Maybe this city attracts wackos. Let's investigate.
Yeah, don't even bother trying to follow the plot in this one, by the way. Something definitely got lost in translation. If you were confused by that dialogue at the start, that is perfectly normal. This series has always had a bit of a rocky history with the localization. There was a separate game in this series called Mobile Light Force, where the American team tried to Americanize this series a bit more. And they did a pretty poor job. They took out lots of modes for no reason, and the single player was only 20 minutes long. It's like, what did you do? But localization's always a bit of a sticky issue, I know. Amongst all the cool gamers. Our character that we picked, he's a cool gamer. He's got a fedora. People online wear fedoras and they think they're gonna look like this guy, and then they very much do not. I guess that's more of a 2010s thing. I don't think people do that much anymore. Gotta love this MIDI saxophone, huh? That's a bit of a rarity compared to the other MIDI instruments out there. Just off the dome, I know it was in Pokemon XD and it was in Undertale, and I can't really think of any others, and I've played all the video games, every last one of them. So yeah, it's always something to celebrate when you hear a MIDI saxophone. It's like, yeah, hit me with that shit. So this guy's charge move is more suited for bosses, by the way, as you might have seen, because it can lock onto one position, at the expense of your movement speed, of course. Occasionally you'll see my guy's bullets go from blue to red, by the way, and that's like a fresh new idea that they introduced to the shmup formula. I think they call it the danger system or the tension system. When you get close to the enemy's bullets, your own bullets get stronger in size and also strength. They encourage you to take risky moves, you see. I feel like modern games would probably do the opposite. They'd probably want you to be like wholesome or something, and they would reward you for not shooting the enemies. I can totally see that happening. Just the push that you see for games to be wholesome and for games to be cozy that you see on social media kind of feels like a lot of games in that category are like that Simpsons episode where they tried to censor Itchy and Scratchy and have some lemonade. Ugh. Fucking weenies. And speaking of weenies, there's a Nintendo Switch port of this game, if you're not brave enough to mod a PS2 like we're doing here. There's a lot of stereotypes of just Nintendo Switch owners being like, like soy Redditor type people. Oh, we got some plot.
Dignified and honest. I like gentlemen.
Thanks. You're my kind too. Sorry we gotta fight.
Hold me if I'm dying, and vice versa, okay?
Glad to be of help.
Wow, as the internet said in 2012, that escalated quickly. These two just met and were already up to hold me if I'm dying and vice versa. If only it was that easy in real life, huh? Just to meet new people and build lasting, meaningful relationships. I guess it's easier to do when you're handsome, you know. It's like playing life with cheat codes, and for most people, people just treat you like you got syphilis or something, and they look upon you with disgust and maybe slight fear. And anyway, yeah, but that's too much for a humble shmup. We're just here to dodge lots of bullets on the screen. I'm quite good at shmups, actually. I say that right when I get the game over, but the key to being good at these is to not get overwhelmed and just focus on your guy rather than focus on what you're shooting at. There's always just one opening you can take.
Thank you. It was meant to be.
I want to keep my word. At least I'm trying.
That's nice of you. May Suneo bless you.
Yeah, she's a bit of a clinger, huh? We've known each other for what, like 90 seconds, lady? All this talk of it was meant to be? Heavens to Betsy, what the hell kind of Jerry Springer shit is this? I'd like to see a Jerry Springer episode where it's like shmup characters.
I lost another chick. Nobody showed. I have to.
Legitimately, what are we even talking about at this point? This is like there was that Kingdom Hearts Game Boy Advance game back in the day where the dialogue sounds all deep and meaningful, but for anybody over the age of like 19, you're gonna realize just what junk this is. This is just vague, meaningless tripe. They'll say like, in this place, to lose is to find, and to find is to lose. It's like a teenager's gonna be like, oh my god, but to any adult, it's like that doesn't mean anything. Oh yeah, and I never wrapped up my thought earlier about the aspect ratio, and you know, that's an issue that's not just exclusive to games, by the way. I guess that's kind of obvious, but there's a famous Japanese horror movie called Onibaba, and it's presented in a very unusual aspect ratio that they refer to as Toho Vision, where it's extra wide, and even if you've got like a modern TV to watch it on, it's still got the letterboxes at the top and the bottom of the screen. There's basically no way to avoid that, because science has not yet invented a TV wide enough in order to accommodate the director's vision. There's a funny thought, huh? Okay, so this is where it starts getting really intense. Goodness me, look at this. It's like a Touhou game. So are Touhou fans supposed to be like really annoying or something? Like on a surface level, I kind of know what's going on there, but like I know what the Touhou games are about, but how can people be annoying just about like a shmup with lots of bullets on the screen? Well, people can be annoying about anything, let's not kid ourselves. You know, I feel like this episode's not funny enough. We haven't filled the joke quota quite yet. I gotta do something funny. I gotta like put a clown on the screen or something. Yeah, there you go. People love clowns. That's why they voted for George Bush. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I'm pretty good at shmups overall. You know, my favorite shmup of all time is Airzonk for the TurboGrafx 16. If you're not emulator phobic, or if by some miracle you have a TurboGrafx 16 in the year 2026, that one's definitely worth a go. That is a fantastic game, I must say. So I do believe this is the first video I've made with my new PS2 that I was talking about last month, by the way. The modding process really wasn't too bad. They've got that pretty well figured out at this point. There was just like just an odd coincidence where out of the 2,000 games they have on the PS2's library, there's maybe like 10 of them that don't work with this mod. And there was just a coincidence where like the first one that I tried just so happened to be one of the ones that didn't work, and I assumed that nothing else worked either because I hadn't simply tried another game with it. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty smooth process. We're living in exciting times. You can pretty much play just about any video game you could ever possibly want. When I was a kid, I couldn't have even dreamed of something like this.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
But yeah, I'm excited for this new chapter of this channel where I've got all of this fun new stuff I can do. It's a new and excitingly different story. Uh-oh, looks like more plots coming. Duck and cover, viewer, it's the plot.
Times have changed, but warriors haven't. Still spiritual? You die for love?
I die for money. You might know some, but he's dead.
You're inflexible.
I promise to forget.
A lot of this dialogue feels like it's coming from like a parody of anime tropes, like a fake anime where all of the dialogue's just obtuse on purpose. It's like something like Perfect Hair Forever, which I've never seen, but on a conceptual level I know what it is. There was a lot of Western animation in the 2000s that was just like weirdly hateful towards like anime and Pokemon and DBZ. I guess all of those things fall under the umbrella of anime. But anyway, I think a lot of that was just jealousy from the makers of Western cartoons, because it's like, this stuff is killing us. No one wants to watch fucking Rugrats anymore. They want to see big muscled men punching each other in the face. Why didn't we think of that? But yeah, once you start looking for it, there are a lot of 2000s cartoons where it's like, hey, this thing's stupid and dumb and you shouldn't watch it. Just pure, unadulterated jealousy.
Can I get your name?
My name is Jeff.
The name's
Remember that one?
Much better job.
I think so too.
Good lord, that was like a regular show villain death, just like that. They just get sucked into the ether and go, "Hoo-ah!" That happened on regular show at some point, probably, right? I know they had the one character death where the guy who was supposed to be Billy Mitchell exploded into cum and it got all over everybody.
That makes sense.
Just like slightly yellowish, like custardy, like, well, you get the idea.
Test.
Did Billy Mitchell try to sue regular show over that one? That seems like something he would do. That's just his favorite thing to do, is to sue people. Your Honor, I cannot explode into crusty yellow cum and get it all over everybody. Anyway, so next up we'll look at the boss rush mode, I guess.